Well, gentlemen, tonight we're playing Trash or Pass, Backlash style. We're going to call it Backtrash or Pass. There's been a lot of negative conversation I've seen online about Backlash, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it because when I look at this card up and down, was it phenomenal like the great one, AJ Styles? No, probably not. Wasn't really anything to write home about, sure. But I didn't think it was trash. I think maybe that's the hyper reactionaryism of the WWE fan that seems to happen online because everybody with the keyboard has an opinion, and these gentlemen have an opinion as well. On the Bake Show Shake and Bake, we got El Capitan, JC Kirk, and the Nard Dog. Gentlemen, let's kick it off. Match number one, back, trash or pass. JC, are you going to trash Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, or are you giving that match the pass?
No, it's absolutely going to pass. That match was awesome, especially to kick off the show like that. Oh, man, it came down to, I think everyone was on their, on the edge, right, watching this. Is it going to be Braun? Is it going to be Seth? I know we went back and forth with our picks. Ultimately, I got the dub with, Braun Breaker. It is what it is. But that was such great, I think that is what needed to happen as well. I think Seth is in his era to start promoting and putting other talent over. And what better way of the future with Braun Breaker? We know he's a superstar in the running. He's definitely going to main event some WrestleManias, hold the world title. So this is a great spot to get, Braun Breaker coming back from injury, had his issues with Seth Rollins, and push him over. And the way they did it too, oh great, just loved it. You have the Vision, getting in there, which we know they would. You know how it is. But yeah, that spear dude was just vicious towards the end. So yeah, that is definitely a pass for me.
Nard Dog, backtrash or pass?
Well, that's an absolute pass for all flying colors, man. I mean, Braun Breaker with the biggest win of his career so far, one of the best to ever do it. And then plus this trilogy still going on between Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. I give it an absolute pass. What a way to kick off the show.
Yeah, I got to go past with this one. We're staying all the same on it. I think Seth Rollins was exactly in the spot he needed to be, like you said, JC. Just put over the young guys. Braun Breaker off an injury, needed to get the dub. I picked Seth because I saw maybe a different vision for this thing continuing to go down. But he's still involved, especially with the Street Profits. But it seems like Montez Ford may be sticking his nose in there. But that's a different story for a different video. United States Championship match, Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn. I'll kick this one off. If we're playing trash or pass, gentlemen, you can't be nice to everybody. I've got to politely put this one in the trash just because I don't feel any better about the U.S. title after this match than I did before. I still feel like we're in a kind of weird limbo. I don't feel like Sami Zayn necessarily made the character steps I was looking forward to him making. Trick was exactly what we expected Trick to be, but he at the same time, he didn't necessarily over the top impress either. It was a fine match, and I didn't necessarily get the outside of the ring points I was looking for. For that reason, I think I got to trash Sami versus Trick Williams. I thought the match was fine. It wasn't like horrible to watch or anything, but if I had to pick something here to get trash, Sami versus Trick. Bernard, do you feel differently?
I'm gonna say yeah, but no. Yeah, I feel well. I'm gonna say no, but yeah. I'm gonna say yeah in a way because, like I said, like I agree with you. The character from Sami Zayn is, I kind of wash my hands with Sami Zayn at this point. Trick Williams, like you say, we already know what he's gonna be. He's a star and all. Um, but but I'll say probably trash, but back up from a bit because we got to see what's going on with this whole situation. But I will say I trashed that gingerbread funeral on SmackDown though. I mean, if I must be honest, I don't know what that was, but I kind of in between with this match. I'm gonna say it was okay. So that's where I'm at with that shake.
Man, I thought I was going to be alone. To be completely honest, I thought I was only one to trash this. But match wise, it actually was. I thought it was a decent match. But for character development, it was straight trash, man. It was, this is the part where you thought Sami Zayn looked like he was doing a lot more heel movements, throughout the match, the Kimbo stick and everything else, and doing stuff blind to the ref behind the back. I'm like, all right, cool, we're gonna get a little turn here. I think if they were going to continue that route with Sami during the match, he should have won the title. That's how it should have been. You can give him all the heat. You can actually make Trick a face because he is over with the crowd. He just is. You got to whoop that Trick. He gets chants everywhere. It's just, that's would have been this perfect spot, I think, to make him just full face. Yeah, I'll give Trick a pass and Sami a fail if I have to do it that way. So I'll pass on Sami like everyone else is now, I'll pass on Sami.
Pass Trick.
Trash, yeah, trash. See, I'm already lost these words. Pass Trick, trash Sami. Whew.
That's why I'm at. That's why I'm at. Yeah, you said it better, JC. Yeah.
Here's the thing, and here's why I'll stick with the trash on both of them. I've watched Trick Williams do this exact same match setup since he was doing the TNA and NXT belt stuff.
Yeah.
This play possum to the end of the match, somebody helps him out. It's just getting a little bit repetitive for me. And a guy who is as over as he is, and I'm not taking away how over he is because you could light a match with how hot Trick Williams is. I'm into the whoop that Trick. I think he's talented. He's good on the mic. I just want to see him improve in the ring. And I think this was just another check the box performance. I didn't feel very special about Trick Williams in this one. So that's why I stick by the trash for both of them. And the character development wasn't there for Sami. Danhausen versus Minnie and Minniehausen, formerly known as El Torito, took on The Miz and Kit Wilson. JC, you're shaking your head. That trash or pass?
I mean, I love Danhausen. He grew on me the moment I saw him on screen. I thought, oh, this is going to be a dumb signing. But he's awesome. It's very funny, very hilarious. It's still trash. I don't need a funny gimmick for a wrestling match, especially a tag team, just a wasted tag team. We speculated who was going to be Danhausen's partner. We were both completely far off. It is what it is. It was not in the cards. I still think Elton Prince would have been a great spot, great little story feud if you want to continue with Danhausen and Miz, or Danhausen and, get the pretty deadly, not so deadly anymore. I don't know. It was very entertaining to be entertaining. So check that box though, WWE. Awesome. But it's just for a match, I don't want to say I wasn't into it. It was funny. If I wanted to laugh, perfect. Ha 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 ha. But I don't need a laugh. I don't need you to spend a whole match. Another thing, TKO, you put the first two matches for free. So I'm paying. So the last three matches, I'm spending $10 a match for ESPN. I do not want it to be a comic relief match that you're gonna do. So no, it's gonna get a huge trash for me. Sorry, love you, Danhausen. I don't need it. You could have put that on SmackDown or Raw. I've been fine with. But for a PLE, I don't care for it unless it's WrestleMania.
Bernard, Backtrash or pass? Dan and Minniehausen versus Miz and Kit Wilson.
Trash. I for some reason I just wasn't into it. I don't even know if I was paying attention to that match, but I said trash. Like I said, I can't deal with the funny gimmick. Danhausen, he seems to be kind of, I guess, entertaining or whatever and all, but I wasn't into that match, man. That match really didn't have no meaning to it and all, so I'm gonna go trash.
I'm gonna stand here on my soapbox and defend Danhausen for Stadium Rant and Ringside Rant right now. Danhausen fans, I sincerely apologize that you had to listen to this. Okay. Sometimes, as professional wrestling fans, we forget what made us fall in love with wrestling in the first place. Sometimes it was goofy, and sometimes it was funny. There needs to be something in between all this seat gripping action that takes place inside a squared circle in the company of WWE. Danhausen is the perfect little cup of sorbet you need in between two really nice parts of a fine 5-course meal. And that's okay. Danhausen is filling his role to a T right now. And you talk about the return being upsetting. Do we not remember how Danhausen debuted in the WWE? They hyped up a box for weeks, thinking it was Jericho, thinking it was anybody cool, and it's a Dracula freak in a coffin. That was so fitting. He's got this cloning machine. What's it going to be? Is it going to be somebody cool? No, he screwed it up. It's a mini Danhausen. He couldn't even do that right. But El Torito comes through and they get the dub anyway. I have to give the eternal pass to Danhausen. I'm not trying to get cursed, guys. I don't know if y'all are aware. This man be cursed. Listen, he cursed the Knicks and they were losing. He uncursed them. They're 7-0. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'm not trying to get on the bad side of Danhausen, but truly, deeply, passionately, I give this match a pass. I honestly think if Io and Asuka wasn't so good, I think they could have stole the show. And that's just me. I thought this was the perfect display of comedic, satirical professional wrestling. I thought this was fantastic. And that's not for everybody. And I get that, especially as you get older, it's harder to do. But I want to challenge anybody watching this video. Go back and watch that. If you have kids or younger kids, watch it with a kid, right? See how they enjoy it. And just remember what that's like to just see something goofy and cool. You're like, oh, I thought wrestling was this big, brutal, violent thing. It can be, but it can also be hilarious and fun and not that serious. And that's what I loved about this match so much. And it's getting the eternal pass for me. And I think we all are giving Io and Asuka the pass. I personally think this show, you gave it a trash. You can, okay. I give it a pass. I think everybody's going to get a turn here to say pretty much the same thing. Just talk about show stealers. This was exactly what this match needed to be. This is BG's wheelhouse. I'll let him kind of dive into it. This was exactly what it needed to be. I don't know if I give it a 5-star, but it was definitely the best match of the night.
What did you talk about? Let me guess. Asuka and Io, right?
You bet.
Yep. Pass with flying colors. They could just stand in the ring and I give them a pass and all. That's how good that match was. The quick story of the reason why it's a pass is because I was always interested in their storyline to their times in Japan up until now and all. What this Kohai Senpai Asuka had bring to WWE or what was like in Japan. I ain't gonna go all into depths of it and all. One, I should have picked Io Sky from the get-go, but for some reason I just can't bet against Asuka. I should win Io or this, but you know, I said this months ago. Like I said, you know, that this was Io's time where she officially surpasses Asuka, the senpai, and she's, you know, what she and that what she did Saturday. That match, that storyline, the build up, even though I think the build up could be a little better. But overall, it was phenomenal. That is how you build superstars, and that is how superstars puts over superstars, in my opinion. I think you and Shakespeare can all agree to that, JC Kurt and Chad, if you're looking at this. But that was what you call a 5-star match. I give it a pass all across the board. Now we'll see what's next for Io. As far as Asuka, she's on to do whatever she needs to do in her homeland. Best of luck of you, Asuka. And hope to see you back in the ring soon. But as far as this match, 5 stars, pass.
Yeah, it was definitely a pass. I'd be stupid to say it wasn't a pass. It definitely was the best show of the night. Um, the build could have been better. I think with the whole Kyrie Sane release thing, kind of put a debacle in that and kind of pushed it away. It feels like they rushed it a little bit more, which is fine. The match was phenomenal. I'm not going 5-star. Sorry, Bernard. I would give it a solid 4. I'll give you double fours.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was
I
good.
could
I
agree.
liked there was a lot of back and forth. It was spear fingers. There was a lot of back and forth.
Mhm.
Times did look like Asuka was going to take her out, and then Io popped up.
Mhm.
It was a match that was it felt unpredictable at times. And then after the match, the whole thing with Asuka, not knowing if this was her last ride or if she's got something else to do or this is truly in WWE. But looking forward to see Io, which I think obviously she's right back in the title picture now. She goes after
Mhm.
Rhea. We'll see. They are best friends. Why not have that little best friend story and one of them turns heel? Just my thoughts there. But yeah, great match. Like I said, best in that match of the night. What you got, Shake?
Yeah, definitely giving that a pass as well. 100%. It was exactly what it needed to be. I kind of gave my little riff there at the beginning. John Cena announced the John Cena Classic. I have not heard much positive feedback. If anybody has a lifeline here and would like to pass that, go ahead.
I'm giving it a pass, to be honest. It's something totally different. I
Yes.
At first I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know, but if you're really wanting to give to the fans and not even just give to the fans, kind of distract them from the TKO bullcrap that's been going on, why not have John Cena in there? Why not have something that gives the fans actual power? Because they're not going to have power over their ticket sales because it ain't happening. Sorry, folks. You're going to continue to pay a premium in sports the way this goes. Sorry. Hate to bust your bubble, but that's the way it's going to go. I think this is a great spot, and they're announcing a new championship. I'm kind of wanting to see what that's like. Is it gonna obviously not like a world title, maybe not a mid card, but maybe something like 24/7 titles, something like that, something just
An
on its own.
attraction.
Yeah, or be like the Saudi title that they have there, the Crown Jewel
That
title,
type
maybe
of
something
thing.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And we'll see how this goes. I think if they really focus on it, they can definitely execute this the right way. I do like the whole fact of NXT stars versus the main roster. I feel this is definitely a showcase for the NXT stars that we don't think is ready or someone we don't really know, or be like, wow, they could actually come up to the main roster now. So I do love that. Just like how Cena's last match was. The whole Saturday night main event was to showcase NXT stars, to showcase the new talent coming in. So by that aspect, I think it's definite pass because for the future wise, there's no, I would say there's no way they could screw this up. There's plenty of ways, but if they execute this correctly, it is going to be phenomenal. I don't know if it's going to be a once a year thing if this goes well, but you can eventually turn into a PLE. I don't think it'd be called the Cena Classic for a PLE if they did that, but I think it'll definitely evolve into something that will be like, all right, maybe that we'll look at 5 years later. All right, that was past. It's good for the business. So that's my stance on it.
Bernard.
Um, I'm gonna say this, and for one, I'm gonna give it a pass up until one of the last key points with what John Cena said. And Shake Big, I think I'm gonna explain to you why you get a bunch. You said a lot of negative feedback and about this whole John Cena Classic situation. First, I give it a pass because like I say, you're showcasing NXT superstars going up against the main roster talent to see what they have in them. I think that's a better opportunity for WWE officials or WWE up in office to see, okay, well, let's see how NXT guys or NXT women could match up against the main roster talent. I say that's a good way for them to get good eyes and scouts and on see who's gonna come, up to the main roster, Raw, SmackDown. That I give it a pass, and also to the John Cena Championship. Um, that's coming to WWE. I'll also give that a pass. Now, here's where it gets tricky, and like I said, I'm trying to explain this the best way I know how. The reason why I'm not gonna say trash, but I'm gonna say I'm a back, fall back on a little bit because What John Cena said was that even if a competitor loses, the fans could vote them into the tournament or have them still be in the tournament because of their likeness and popularity and likeness. Which I can understand. Yeah, you're popular, and all, but a loss is a loss. I don't know if I'm with that, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I could be wrong. If so, JC or you two, Shay,
I,
just explain to me what's going on. But I think that's the reason why you get like a negative feedback because like okay, like what is it? Is this like a John Cena class? Is this like some sort of tournament, or this is like a participation type class? Because it's like if you lost, if your favorite superstar lost, you can still vote them in because of their popularity and likeness. Then what's the point of doing the whole John Cena Classic in the first place?
well, I think that's the most intriguing part about it. When has the WWE universe ever been wrong? They hype the best people up, they boo the worst people. I think the voting is going to be exactly the same. They're gonna, obviously vote for who they want. So
You're
it's
right.
not like American Idol style. They're gonna text number 1 through 3. I don't think it's gonna be that far fetched. I think it's
Taboo
definitely gonna be
Tuesday.
close. Yeah, as long as it's not really controlled within, they just stat the numbers, they pad it up to make it look like it's really their decision, WWE's decision, TKO's decision, they'll be fine.
Hmm.
But I think actually giving the fans something extra that they can actually do and participate in, I think is going to be great. I don't think it's going to be like a landslide thing, like, oh, my favorite wrestler lost, and it's, they get 100 votes and the winner got like 10 votes. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be very close when the voting comes through. And ultimately, like I said, WWE Universe knows talent. They know, what's trending. It shows, because WWE listens to him half the time. When they hear the chants, they hear what's going on in the crowd, and they're like, all right, we gotta make this turn and do this because it's pumping up the crowd. It's selling. So why not give your biggest contributions, the ones who buy your tickets, more power and more reasons to come to the arenas and sell out? Because I don't know if this is going to be televised, like I said, the American Idol stuff, you're going to text number, or if it's just going to be straight people in the arena and they'll vote. I guess I'll be wait and see. Maybe you'll be on X or something and you'll vote. We'll see. But yeah, if anything, I think this is the most intriguing part about it, which ultimately helps me get the pass for it.
I gotta trash it, man. I got to.
Gross.
And John Cena's my GOAT. I love him to death. And I think this man could do no wrong, but I think we might have jumped the shark with this one, gentlemen.
Jump the shark.
I think it is a really cool concept, and I agree with everything you said. And I want the fans involved.
Hmm.
But to Bernard's point, why are we having a match if it's just like maybe you have a tournament up to the last two and then they vote? And I proposed also maybe it's like an Iron Man match, and
Yeah.
then but there's no score, right? It's like a UFC fight type of thing, right? Where we're the judges. That maybe that's what they do, and maybe that's what they mean. But I don't like the optics of it early on. I would, if you want to have fans involved and have us vote and be a part of it and have us make decisions, I'm with that. Love it. Have us vote who gets in.
Yeah.
Have us
I like
vote
that.
our favorite NXT superstars, our favorite Raw and SmackDown superstars who we think deserve an opportunity to showcase themselves for this brand new opportunity, this brand new championship. I think that's where they miss big. I love the fact that we're involved, right? I'm definitely going to vote at the finals. I think there can be tweaks to it. I don't know how big they're going to go. What changes year to year, but it's WWE. They control the narrative. That's the beauty of it. They can do that. But yeah, man, I think it's really rough. What's the point of having a referee in there if we decide? If you want to make it a UFC type of thing and do it like that, that's something I could get behind. And again, we just got the announcement. But as it is right now, with the information I have and how I have perceived it, I got to give it a trash. I think it's weird. I don't like it. Am I open-minded? Am I going to watch it? Am I going to see how it goes? And if it's cool, will I change my mind and get behind it? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm not, when new information and things are presented, I will change my mind. That's fine. That's growth. But right now, I don't like it. I love you, John. I don't like it. Moving on to the main event of the evening, what John Cena ushered in. He loves saying that main event stuff. It definitely makes him feel like Bruce Buffer for a second. Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns. Gentlemen, who wants to take the reins on the Backtrash or pass?
That's a pass, man. Go ahead, Bernard. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Okay. It's a pass. It's a pass. The trilogy of it. It's the Bloodline Civil War of this whole storyline of this story and this feud between Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu is a pass. Jacob Fatu, he plays this character. I don't know whether he played in it or it's for real. I don't know. But it's like when you ain't hear from family and such and such long, and then they see your family members getting rich, getting all the TV time, getting all the media, the money. Like I said, Roman Reigns a walking $1 billion check. But Jacob Fatu might say, well, heck, if you're a walking $1 billion check, how come you call your little cousin up to throw a few dollars at him? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this whole Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu and the ending of it, like, oh my goodness. It's like he went off. Roman Reigns won him out of WWE and all, and then it's like this whole trilogy. I think they're probably gonna do like maybe 1 or 2 more matches, I believe. But so far right now, I gotta give it a pass with all flying colors. I mean, Jacob Fatu is a crazy freak, though. But pass. What are your thoughts, JC?
Definitely a pass, man. I've been waiting for this match since Fatu came into the WWE. It was one I wanted to see. Did I think it was gonna be for the title? No. I'm glad it was. Yeah, I'd say so. He is such a freak and psychotic, I guess is the words I can use. He's a psychotic freak. I just think this is definitely good for if you want to continue Bloodline Story 2.0. There's a lot of what ifs I got going on, especially if what if the Usos decide to turn heel, or not turn heel, but just turn away from Roman and start backing up Jacob. They're family, they're all family. Why not? You look at Jacob Fatu, and it just gives you that Umaga feeling, which is amazing. Dude is a beast, and I beat this to a dead horse. I say it, and this is my last time I'm gonna say it. If they don't freaking bring Zilla into the WWE, I'm gonna go crazy, because every time I think this is the perfect spot, it doesn't happen. So WWE got what you wanted. I'm off that train now, and I know it's gonna happen. As soon as I'm off it, it's gonna happen. But I don't know. Either way, I think Roman winning this match was the right way to go for right now. Obviously, I think they're going to headline a few more PLEs. We'll see what's coming up, and Clash, I think, is the next one. It's looking like they'll have a run back there. So, especially the way Fatu is, you had Jacob Fatu the way he was, and now it just seems like you have a full-blown Unleashed Jacob Fatu. And I feel like that's the story they're going to sell, or it's Prison Break Fatu. And I don't know. I really like this match. Obviously, I think the Asuka Io match was better. They were a little raw when they were in the ring, but ultimately, yeah, I give us a pass. I'm excited to see where they develop the story even more, and especially if it goes on to Clash. What you got, Shake? Ooh, I don't like that.
We're playing the game, are we not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta put it in the trash bin, gentlemen.
Ew.
What?
All right.
I got to hear this.
Because here's the thing. What in that match did we see that we have not seen over the past month?
Oh, yeah. You got me there.
Hold on. What did we see that we saw in the past month?
Yeah, like between the back and forth between Jacob and Roman, what was new that happened on Saturday?
That Roman won.
Roman got over. Yeah, he won the match.
Yeah,
but I'm saying, like, the whole match, like, there was nothing new. Jacob had that death grip. Roman got sent through a table again, which we've seen 4 times. Yeah. It's just like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But if I'm looking
Amazing.
at the totality of this show, do I think this match held up its end of the bargain? I don't think so. I was more entertained by Danhausen and
Oh God.
Minniehouse. I gotta be honest, I really was, and I'm a big fan of that type and that side of professional wrestling. Like, I think R-Truth, the fact that he's not already a Hall of Famer breaks my heart. Anyway, that's just kind of, I'm a comedy guy, so. But for Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns to not really pull out any kind of stops and try to just have this straight up classic wrestling match and kind of live in like a 3.75 out of 5 range.
That's fair.
I don't know that I'm really all that. I don't know that I want to see Jacob go after Roman again because he is. And it's like, I love Jacob, but I think some time away and maybe going after a different title. I think going after the world title this soon might have been a little ambitious, especially after, I mean, I get he was put in the world title picture with Cody Rhodes over on SmackDown, but it feels a little ham-fisted to be put in there with the tribal chief. And I get it. You want to give the rub to your cousin and get people familiarized with Jacob Fatu and world championship in the same sentence, kind of plant that seed. I think it did that. And I don't think Jacob has done irreparable damage to his career or anything like that.
No.
I just don't think this match moved the needle at all. And maybe this is just a part of a bigger feud and we're going to see where this goes. Again, keeping that open mind. But yeah, I mean, I do kind of got to trash it. I think there were some things that really stood out and some things that I thought were just fine. The overall show, that's the last question, gentlemen, was this show Backtrash or are you going to give it the pass?
You know, I thought about it even before we even, came on air here. I thought it was a good show. It was just a solid show, especially after WrestleMania. It was just a good first PLE after WrestleMania. That being said, I'm throwing it in the trash because I know it changed my mind after, going over everything, explaining everything, feeling like, you know what, this was trash. It wasn't a great. Like I said, I didn't expect anything over the moon, especially after WrestleMania. You don't want Backlash to outshine WrestleMania. No one wants that. It's going to look awful for your whole brand. I did expect a little bit more, now that I'm thinking about it, God, I hate freaking admitting this too, because I really thought I liked the show. But yeah, it was just okay. It was okay PLE.
I give it average. I say average. Average. Like you said, JC, like average. It was average. But like I said, well, so to answer your question, and plus I got another question for both of y'all. The answer question, overall, it was okay. It was nothing spectacular. Y'all just coming out of Mania because y'all got to gear up again to get ready for Clash in Italy, and the next biggest show of the year is SummerSlam, and that's not far away. So I'll give it mediocre. I'll give it, by average, PLE. It was pretty good, but it was not, great or over the moon. But I give it. It was pretty average PLE. Now the second question is, which match stole the show? Which match was the match of the night on Backlash?
Io and Asuka for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Io and Asuka. I agree. Io and Asuka.
Yeah, it was Io and Asuka's match of the night.
Yeah.
That should have been the main event, to be honest.
Really, no. That match should be on WrestleMania card, really. If you really look at it.
It should have, 100%.
And especially if Asuka was planning on taking time off,
or potentially retiring.
Yeah, I kind of prefer that it was on Backlash, though, because I felt like it would have been outshined from WrestleMania. Not saying that their match wouldn't have been great into WrestleMania, but then since there was so much going on, I don't want it to have been, forgotten about. Because, you had Brock Lesnar retiring. But you're not going to have Brock Lesnar and then potentially Asuka retire at the same PLE.
Right.
Yeah. It was a weird spot. I mean, the show overall, I think I will give it a pass. Like, I don't think it was anything special. I think there were some really good things about it. And I think the things I did trash, I trashed because they were just fine. But I thought there were some really bright spots and some really good things to look forward to. I don't hate everything about the John Cena Classic, just the last part of it. I think we do have something with Jacob Fatu. Io and Asuka put on a classic that will be remembered for a very long time. Can't say enough about Danhausen. Trick and Sammy, I think, was a weaker spot of the card.
Yeah.
And Seth and Braun, really, that was a wrestling match to me. That was a wrestling match. They worked really well. Seth had a couple botches that I've seen. But he's old, man. He's old, and it was a minor slip, and they worked it really well. So I thought it was fine, and I almost forgot about it till right now. So I do give it a whole pass.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was fine. After WrestleMania, it was solid for post WrestleMania. Like I said, you don't want it to outshine Mania, of course, but I just thought about it way too much the whole time we're doing this recording. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't as good. Especially with the Sami Zayn, Trick Williams. You could have easily had that on a SmackDown.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, listen, I appreciate anybody that decided to click on the video and hang out and watch it the entire time. If you liked it, we'll do some live streams for the PLEs. I am live on Monday nights reacting with a friend of the show, Alex, as well. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Follow Stadium Rant and all the boys on social media. Check out stadiumrant.com for articles on your favorite teams, players, and leagues. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Acknowledge us.